Hopefully this is working. I haven't got everything set up yet.
Hopefully
Ooh,
this is working. I haven't got everything
pretty
set
quick,
up yet.
actually.
Hopefully this is working. I haven't got everything
Pretty
set
quick,
up yet.
actually.
Hopefully this is working. I haven't got
But I've got to turn it down so I'm not getting any feedback. Done. All right, so now let's go to
Is Dion.
Fernando. All right, now we've got to work out how to get this chat into that window. Hey, Fernando, how are you, mate? I don't know
I'm
if this-
doing awesome. I'm doing
I
awesome.
don't know
It's
if
been a
this is
while.
gonna work, but we'll see. Let me just. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. That's why it's not working. All right, so let's do that. Sorry, this is all. And again, you know what I'm like with testing stuff.
Oh yeah.
YouTube pop out chat. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Hang on, where's it gone? Just chat amongst yourselves for the moment while I'm getting all of this sorted.
What's going on, Dion? Now over here, in Florida, it's actually pretty chilly. So, but I am definitely excited because I believe on the last live, we mentioned about my trip to West Virginia. And I actually was speaking to Jax yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? And yeah, I told her about our plans and our ideas, and she's very excited. I'm very excited. I can't wait to go to
About what we're talking about.
Lake Shawnee.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the chat window to pop up.
I mean, it looked like you just closed it.
No, I'm changing a few settings to see what I can get to pop up. Otherwise, hang on, minimize that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I hope I'm not closing some weird stuff. Yeah, Dion, while you're there, what's the audio like? Is the audio coming through okay for myself and for Fernando? This is the first time I've used this program, so a lot of testing going on. Where are we? All right, let's just try going with the whole screen. Let's just do that.
Sounds good.
In theory, if I can get this all to work, you guys might see some weird stuff popping up on the screen at the moment, so I'm sorry, I've got to work this stuff out.
Well, I just hope we don't get banned.
So do I. Well, nothing happened with that one. Nothing happened with that one. Okay, I don't know. Elder capture full screen window. Switch between.
What I am noticing is that there is like a buffering going on YouTube.
There's
Or
always. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like it's crashed. We might have to go back to the good old one if this doesn't work. It was working at first. Let me just.
it's actually loading on YouTube. Or did you?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. We'll go for a few more minutes, and if this doesn't work, we will switch over. Do you reckon we should just switch over to Riverside again? I'll keep going for a few more minutes, see if I can get this to work. It says we're online again. Let me just refresh the page. Yeah.
Shout out to Never Too Creepy. Hell no. It's
Still
never too
trying to
creepy
get
to
this.
be creepy.
Still trying to get this chat window to work. Where are we? So there's the chat window right there. It's visible. I had all this working the other day, and obviously, as soon as you go live, nah.
It's like, not today.
No. So let's just try popping that chat out again. Hang on.
Oh, MJ. I mean, hey, I mean, not for nothing. Never Too Creepy is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, guys, Jeremy won't be with us today. He's handling personal matters.
Yes. Oh, this
But
is
we will make sure
driving.
to let him know that he's being missed for sure.
He might be tuning in. He's got things he's got to deal with at the moment. No, that's not working. It looks like the chat's not working in this, but the other bits are good. What I might do is switch back over to Riverside.
Sounds good.
Hang on, I'm just trying to do everything I can to playing with all the different options. Why won't it show? You can keep talking. Just while I try and get this going. Sorry, guys. You know
The
what I'm
young
like.
goes like, yeah. No, the young goes like, yeah, we miss his noisy keyboard clicks.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I'm just going to flick back to the single screen for a sec. Sorry, Fernando's gone.
No.
It's there. It's there. Hang on. Let me just. If I can get it to work on this one, like that. Sorry, I'm just trying to work this stuff out. If I can get this, I can hopefully copy the settings across. There we go. So that one's working. All right. So if I click on the chat window.
So my question would be like, if you was to once you put me back on, would it change the settings to the chat window?
I'm hoping. Gonna put it back on in just a sec. This is a really cool program when it's working, but
Shift it slightly to, I'm gonna say to my left.
hang on.
No, the chat window, Gary. The chat window.
Like that.
There you go.
Oh, hang on. A bit over a bit further. There we go. So that's that. I can't get the bottom bit. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can do this. I can't even read that, so I'm going to be going off the chat window over here. But I've got to try and
No,
get.
yeah, for sure. That's what I'm doing.
So if I go to see if is it updated? Nah. All right. Copy.
Just to throw it out there,
Not wrong one.
do we want the chat window up?
We don't have to. We can leave the chat window off if you want.
No. I mean, I'm just saying because I'm reading. I'm not even reading it through the call-in. I'm reading it off the
All right.
YouTube.
So what I will do is I will go. There you go. It's now invisible, and then I will drag mine across. Oh shit! That's gone all weird. we'll drag you down there, and we'll make you a little bit bigger as well. There you go. We'll just go with it like that. Sorry, guys. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, let me see. Wonder if I do that. Perfect. All right. So now, unfortunately, you guys are not going to be in the chat room tonight. We've got to get it all sorted, but let me catch up on the chat room first, and then we will take it from there. How is everybody? Let me have a look. Dion, howdy doody. How's the States?
Howdy.
Fernando, that's on Fernando to talk about. I'm way off centre. Let me center myself. Like that? Never too creepy. Hello, it's MJ. How are you? I'm just skipping down now. The road trip was fantastic. We'll go into that in a little bit. There's some pretty cool stuff that we're going to talk about. So, let me just see. All right. So hopefully we've got everybody with us. There's 4 people watching. Just to fill you in on what's been happening, we been very busy. That's why we've been very quiet. Obviously, I'm running 2 different podcasts at the moment, so that takes up quite a lot of time. But also, where to start? We had a hell of a week with work because we had some people in from overseas, and I was having to do some training and doing a few different things with them, taking them out and about. So that took a lot of my time up. Then we had, Lynn and I had the Teddy Swims concert. So we went to see Teddy Swims play, and he is brilliant. He's awesome. And banging your microphone about.
Yeah, sorry.
And then after that, we had a few other things going. So we just couldn't get the recording. And then on the Saturday night, we had Metallica. We got to see Metallica live. That was absolutely brilliant. And then on the Sunday morning, we headed over east. So as MJ was saying in the chat, yeah, I've been on a bit of a road trip and fly trip and all that sort of stuff. So we flew over to South Australia, and then we drove out to Broken Hill, and then in New South Wales, and then we went across to Mildura in Victoria, and then back to New South Wales before heading back to South Australia, and then coming back over to the west. So made contact with a lovely lady over in Broken Hill who is running the Outback Paranormal Society. So she'll be coming on the show soon, and it's got some absolutely amazing stories to tell. And I did try to get out to the Pilliga, but didn't quite make it out there, unfortunately. So we've already got offers of accommodation and people taking us there next time we go back there. So there's going to be lots happening. But yeah, so been very busy. I haven't been able to do anything for both podcasts, so they're both sort of gone backwards a little bit, and we were hoping to have Jeremy with us tonight, but he was messaging us just a little bit earlier to say he's probably not going to make it tonight. So hopefully we'll have him back in the next week or two, something like that, hopefully. But I thought, you know what? Let's kick it off with a live stream tonight. So, Fernando, you can fill them in on how you are. Sorry, he's over here on my side screen at the moment, but fill everybody in on what's going on with you and your little adventures with Jax.
Oh man, so no, so far so good over here on my end. It's just getting a little bit more chillier, but 'tis the season. Everything going on for geez, man, it's next week. Damn, I can't wait. So we were chatting up, Jax and I, and about our trip to West Virginia, Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park. So we're basically going to meet up at a location before heading over there because we're all going to join into, like everybody is going, we're all going to get together and we're just going to take, I guess, one vehicle out to the location.
Convoy.
So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, I spoke to Jax about our idea to do the international Estes method session. She finds it amazing. And yeah, man. Like I can't wait. All I hope for is that we have good uh
Connection.
cell phone service. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I would love to actually get there already recording so you guys can see the entrance, the area, and just
Do you want me to,
experience everything as I go.
do you want me to give everybody a rundown on what's actually going to happen?
For sure, go for it.
All right. We were keeping this a secret, and it's something that we started talking about a little while back. And obviously, Jax, our friend over a Forsaken Soul, she's got this regular place that she goes to called the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, and there's a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of history in that place, and she quite regularly does stayovers there and takes people and does a bit of a investigation and everything. So because she's an awesome friend of ours and Fernando is actually joining them on this one, we started spitballing a few different ideas for the show. So what we've got coming up is a international level investigation, basically meaning that Fernando is going to be our cameraman and he's going to be doing a lot of the roving around, so you're going to get to see what he sees, go on the investigation with him. But we're also going to do online live Estes method with the guys at the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. So if you guys are listening in and you guys hear anything, you're going to have to yell out in the chat room and then we can push it onto them. And if you guys actually have any questions that you want them to say out loud in the investigation, you put them in the chat room, and then what we will do is pass them on to Fernando, and then Fernando will ask the questions, or Jax will ask the questions. They'll both have access to see what's going on. So you guys are going to be actually in the middle of an active location for an investigation, which I don't think it's been done too many times. I know it's the first time we've done it, that's for sure. But to the level I'm hoping we get to, we're still trying to work things out. Obviously, trying to work things out with the chat room, he has been a pain. So we might not use this particular system for that one. We'll go with something that we know and we trust. But who's keen to get involved in an actual investigation with us all from the comfort of your own home? But we'll get you to turn the lights out just so it's a little bit cooler.
I mean, definitely is going to be an experience. I can't wait. I will. Uh, Jax has all the information on the history and everything. I mean, this is her home away from home. Just the other night, I told her, "Wow, this woman takes my heart because I don't know any other woman that would consider a active haunted location as a vacation site." So,
Lake
yeah,
Lake
yeah,
Shawnee has got the big Ferris wheel there, and it's sort of overgrown, and it's all rotting away and creepy as all doo doo, really, isn't it?
yeah. And also, there is a school bus that's been stranded there, and I know that Jax has been doing a lot of cool stuff in the past, especially with balloons and trying to get in
Yeah,
contact with the children
sorry,
that passed away in Lake Shawnee.
trying to straighten.
Stop pulling on it.
I keep saying don't play with it, otherwise it'll fall off. I don't want that shit to happen. Yeah,
But yeah, yeah.
no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, like I said, we've been away for a little bit, and we can't do much about that. Life gets in the way, and sometimes we do take little breaks and things. But you will know we are gone for good when the channel has disappeared, and that's not happening. So you're going to get stuck with us quite a bit. Once I get this system sorted out with all the chat and everything, I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic because you've got all those different spin away things that you can do. And I've actually got a 3-up screen, even though it's not working at the moment because we haven't got a third person in. But, you know, that's going to be the third person and a chat room when I get it all going. But it's just the two of us for tonight. So, yeah. anyway, when we were over in Broken Hill, on the way out there in South Australia, I can't remember, it was called Taree or something like. It's in the middle of nowhere. Is one of the most haunted cities in Australia, or not say haunted towns in Australia. It's an actual ghost town. There's probably 2 or 3 people that live there. All the buildings are still standing, but they're all vacant. So you just turn off up the main road and got access to all of them. So we might actually, when we do this one, we might actually spend an extra day on the trip because so we can go overnight into this haunted town and walk the street, the main street, all by ourselves, just watching out for kangaroos and things like that. But yeah, I know there is a little pub because even if you've got a ghost town, you have to have a pub. I don't know how many people turn up, but yeah, it's an old mining town. And then from there, we will be heading out to Broken Hill. We're actually, I shouldn't say too much, but Jill, who is the lady from Outback Paranormal, she's got a few plans on different things going on. She's starting up, because there's not much in the way of paranormal out there, as in investigation stuff. She started, I had a hiccup. She started doing investigations and things like that. But she wants to do tours as well, a bit like what we do, where we're exposing people to paranormal investigation, what it's all about, and going into. And she's actually doing some of these tours. She's actually got a little tour bus, so she can actually drive them into Silverton, and which is, if you ever looked at some of my photos, and you see the donkey and you've seen the camels, and it's all desert. It's pretty much where Mad Max 2 was shot. Heading out there to the old jail, and apparently there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. But what I was talking to Fernando about earlier is that there's a lot of stories from some of these haunted mines, these old mines that have shut down, and they're haunted. The spirits of the miners are in there, and we're thinking about getting into one of them next year, and we will be taking the cameras with us. Cute little bus Scooby. Whoopie, whoopie, whoop. That was the worst Scooby Doo I've ever done in my life. I'm not doing that one again.
That was Scooby Doo. Jesus,
Whoopie, whoopie,
that was pretty.
I can occasionally, but sometimes I can pull off the Cartman. Oh, that sounded wrong. Cartman from South Park. Anyway, that's it. Enough with the impersonations and things like that. So yeah, we're going to be going out with her, but she's actually got this big thing that she's doing over there that she's been involved with, and she's done for the last 2 or 3 years. It's a big community thing, and we're actually going to time our trip over next year to coincide with that. So we'll be able to actually very possibly do a live stream from this big event with a lot of Outback people, and they would have a lot of stories about the Hairy Man, the Yowie. And speaking about the Yowie, there's something I'm not allowed to say, but something very, very, very big is going to be coming out in the new year. And we will have an exclusive. I can't say any more than that. I'm not saying a damn thing. I'm not naming names or anything. But we will have an exclusive early next year. And that's all to do with the Yowie and some very interesting scientific evidence which has come to light. Which is giving us a very definitive description of what a Yowie actually is. So that you're going to have to hold your breath for and wait until early next year. So we have
that's mind blowing.
Oh mate, I've already got a little bit of inside information on it. And I've seen some of the information, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I am talking about historic information coming out. I'm talking about life. Anybody who's interested in cryptids, this is going to be mind blowing. So, and that's coming to our podcasts.
Wow, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, not for nothing, just with that one road trip, I am so jealous. You're
Oh,
gonna hit up a ghost town and a mining? Oh my god.
yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
And on the other side of the town, well, where
That
there's
got
still
me.
an active mine going, you feel the earth shake every afternoon at a certain time because they blast at the same time every day. It's almost like a bloody alarm clock if you wake up at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And everything shakes for a sec. But these are old prospecting mines where we're going to be heading. And we will. I don't know what the signal is going to be like there. I know there is phone signal on the outside. I don't know what it's going to be like on the inside. So if we can't live stream, we will definitely record information and we will put some stuff out like that. Hang on, I'm just seeing cat
Awesome.
balls pop up. Oh shit! I've got something to show you guys.
You freaking scared me, bro. Take it easy, Gary. Freaking, it's too early for a heart attack.
Wow, went straight there, didn't it? I got
Oh,
just put my head out here. I just got a couple of. Hang on, where's the camera? Of
did you just smack yourself 1,000 rods?
yes, with dowsing rods. These were gifted to me by Jill from Outback Paranormal, and apparently
Oh, nice.
it has lots of stuff for people to use when they do these tours. Now, check this out. It's a new piece of kit.
Ooh, I like it.
Yep.
It has a Thurman on it.
Yep, and I can see that green light there.
Yeah.
There. That is a active temperature measurement. There's a row of lights there, which, as the temperature starts to fluctuate, the stronger the fluctuations, the more lights light up. That's getting annoying. There's so many different settings on it, but what happens is if the temperature's dropping, the lights all turn blue. And the more lights is the sharper that it's dropping. And then if it's getting warmer, the lights all turn red. And so you can actually look at a glance and you can see, look, there's a pretty strong temperature fluctuation. The temperature's dropping, which means something's sucking the heat out of the air. That means a possible manifestation is going to happen. And then also with you've got like a standard REM pod setting on it, where if anything comes near it, just. But you've also got the mini Thurman setting, but also that big light that's in the middle. The closer it's green, the closer anything gets to it, it actually, you see the red lift up, so you can actually look and see things getting close to it as it goes up, or as it backs away, the red goes down. Yet to be tested in the field, but I've heard good reports on it.
Yet to be tested on the field.
For me, yeah.
Nice. I mean, so I'm gonna go with what Dion asked. What is it called, and who's the maker?
It is by a company called Spirit Tech, and it's called the REM Plus.
Freaking genius.
So they're now starting. There's actually other things on there as well, and there's all these switches. You can adjust all the sensitivity and things like that, and there are a number of different modes and things like that on it. So that's going to be coming out now. I did see Dion talking about what have we got coming up and stuff like that. Well, everybody knows I'm actually in the middle of shooting. Well, in the prepping to shoot 4 short films. It was 3, but I've got another one now, which actually is going to come up in the conversation that we are talking about tonight, which we haven't actually got to yet. So I'm planning on doing a scout out to the location for the shoot for this first psychological thriller film that I'm shooting. And I know Dion wants to come with us. Yes, I have done more with that Growler's Eye Ovulus, and it's very interesting. I actually tested it alongside a real Ovulus, and there were some very interesting results. So, yeah, we're going out on location to where I'm shooting this psychological horror. It's an old, I'm not going to give you too much information, obviously, but it's an old it's been abandoned for nearly 50 years. And we've been there and investigated for the paranormal, but this is going to be for a scouting for the actual location of the shoot, the spots that we are going to shoot the film in this location at. But I've said to the guys, if you want to come, bring your gear because we might as well do a paranormal investigation while we're there. I need to get my background recordings for the movie. Once the background recordings for the movie are done, the Ovulus is out, the Spirit Box is out, the SLS, if we're still using, I don't even know if we're still using one to tell you the truth, but all the gear will be out. The new REM Plus will be out. The dowsing rods will be out. And the big bag of other goodies that I've got behind me will be coming along with me as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got all my stuff set up also. Ugh. Ready for the trip with wheels.
You call that a bag? You call that a bag? Is this a challenge?
Ugh. I'm not gonna challenge you, man.
No.
I mean, Jesus, look at your studio. Just that alone.
Oh mate, there's so much stuff in here at the moment because there's stuff everywhere for the film and for the films that I'm shooting and paranormal investigation for podcasting and this, that, and the other. These lights that I'm using for the podcast will be coming with me when I'm actually shooting the movie as well. So, yeah, what we are talking about tonight. Let's see, we've got 4 people watching, so it's a few. There might be a couple more, I don't know, but I'm seeing 4 on my thing.
Yeah, people.
Hang on, let me just pull up one more screen. Where are we? Sorry about this. Chat amongst yourselves for a moment.
I recall MJ, was it MJ? Mentioned the pictures that I posted of Letchworth Village. Yeah, I can't find the comment, but yeah, Letchworth Village is an amazing location. It's basically similar to Kings Park Psychiatric Center. Also, they both were closed down due to abuse and short short staffing, experimental procedures, uh, basically poor care for the mentally ill. And yeah, it is an amazing place. What actually surprised me about um Letchworth is that it is very well known. I mean, every paranormal investigator on television has gone to this place, so it's very popular. And what threw me off is that when I went there, every building you have access to. Like like you could just walk into any building you want. Obviously, I walked into a lot of these buildings, but you have to be very careful because there were some structures that once you go in, the floor has caved in. There's roof. Basically the structure is just coming down on itself. There's actually one of the main buildings to which I found out is one of the buildings where investigators go to, Ghost Adventures and all of these guys, it completely caved in. Like the whole wall, everything just fell in.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's obviously dangerous to go in, just but it's freaking amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
you've always got to have safety first in mind when you're doing these things, and that's part of where we're going to shoot the film, and also where we're going to be doing these paranormal investigations. You're going to need a torch on because there are pits in the ground, there are large holes in the ground, and things like that. So do have to get everything set up during daylight for what we're doing there. But we've been there at night time, and we've had some pretty interesting findings. And in fact, for those of you that have been with me and with Shadow Files before we were Shadow Files, back when we were the Paranormal Bikers and the Paranormal Biker before that, and then Project Wapper before that, you will see on some of the back when I used to do those big 1 minute 30 intro music things and stuff like that, that there was
I
actually
used to
some
do that too.
there used to be some footage from this location actually in some of those start videos. So if you go back through our history, back through, I mean, you can jump all these Shadow File ones and jump down to where the Paranormal Bikers were, and you'll see some of the footage from this location where we're going in those. And it is very interesting, and it is bang in the middle of nowhere. You've got to drive a bit at night to get out there, and it's that's why I want to be there before it gets dark, and then we're going to take a very steady drive back because there'll be kangaroos and all sorts out there that late at night.
Mm.
So it's going to be interesting. But anyway, I think we should really get onto the topic of what
For sure. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
what this was all supposed to be about. Now, what we're talking about tonight, and please feel free, anybody who's listening, there's 5 people listening at the moment, feel free to jump into the chat room and give us any of your insights on this. But what we're talking about is going back to when you were a teenager and
Or younger.
you played those party games on an evening just to scare your friends. I'm talking things like Bloody Mary and Ouija boards and things like that. Now, the reason why this has come about is because the second film in the 4 that I'm shooting, I'll give you a rundown. The first one is a psychological thriller called The Candle. The second one, which Dion doesn't know about yet, is a horror film called The Midnight Man. Or
The Midnight Man.
so yeah, I mean, if that's not scary enough, yeah, the second one is a horror film called The Midnight Man. The third one is a film called The Yowie, which again is a horror, and then the last one in this series of films is called 4K, and that is a science fiction thriller. So there is a theme to these films, but I've put them in such an order that what I learned from the first film I can put into the second film. What I learned from them two I can put into the third film, and then by the time we get to 4K, which is the sort of bigger one, there's a bit more bigger script. There's more people involved. There's more scenes involved. And there's actually going to be some CGI in there. There's going to be a lot of special effects and things like that. So that's the one that I have to gear up towards. So that's the plan. But in doing research for The Midnight Man, I got thoroughly intrigued in this whole topic. So how many people listening in have been at parties when you were younger and you've played Bloody Mary, you've invited Bloody Mary in, or you've sat around a friend lying on the floor and you've gone light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board. I'm talking about these things are ritualistic in appearance. They are inviting dark entities into your house, and you got no bloody idea what you're doing. So how many people have done those things? Because a lot of people have never heard of the Midnight Man. Now, let me pose a little story. It's a dark night. It's creepy outside. It's just you and one of your friends, and you want to scare the shit out of each other. What are you going to do? You are going to call the Midnight Man. How you do this is simple. You have a candle. You have a match. Well, you want a whole box of matches, really. And you have a ridiculously stupid mindset for even trying this. What you do is you stay by the door, your front door. You light the candle. At precisely 11:59 p.m., you proceed to knock on your front door 22 times. The 22nd knock has to be timed so it happens precisely as the clock strikes midnight. Then you open the front door, and then you close the front door. You've just invited the Midnight Man into your house. Now the game begins. If the candle goes out, you are in the Midnight Man's domain. The rule is you have 10 seconds to relight that candle. You have to keep that candle lit until 3:33 a.m. After that, you're safe. But up until 3:33 a.m., the Midnight Man is hunting you. The Midnight Man is tormenting you. If the candle goes out, you're stuffed. Your darkest fears will happen before you, and you will be gone. You'll be taken to his domain, never to be seen again. If the candle can't be lit, your only other protection is to sit within a ring of salt. You have to survive until 3:33. Sounds creepy, but
Hell yeah.
a lot of people have tried this. Now, what I found intriguing about this, especially because I now want to shoot a film on it, is there are more ridiculously stupid adults playing this game than there are kids. And the reports coming back are shadow people have been seen. The shadow person with the red eyes gets seen. And yeah, there are lots. So that's a film that I want to shoot. But I thought, let's talk about some of those things that have been happening, because I think everybody's done the old Ouija board at some point in their life.
I've witnessed, never used it.
You've never used it?
Never used it.
When I was when I was a teenager, I was at a friend's place and his mum was a witch. Anyway, we decided we were going to do a Ouija board session, and we were all sat around the board. There was 3 or 4 of us. And I started to get a very uneasy feeling. It was in the middle of the day. It wasn't dark. It wasn't creepy. But for some reason, we just thought, let's give it a whirl, It was a school holidays. Anyway, I started getting pins and needles, pretty strong pins and needles through my legs and everything. And anyway, what happened was I stopped at that point. Now, obviously, knowing what I know now, we've left a bloody door open because we just stopped it. When his mum came home from work, she sensed something was going on straight away, and she was able to close down whatever was going on. And she said to us, "What happened?" So we told her what happened, and she said, "Did anything happen to any of you guys? Any strange sensations?" And I mentioned about how I was getting pins and needles in my legs and stuff. She goes, "How were you guys sat around the board?" And I said, "Well, we were all sat cross-legged." And she goes, "So your legs were the closest point to the board?" I said, "Yes." She goes, "Those pins and needles were an entity trying to enter you." and that freaked me out. And that's why I never really did a board session after that, because righto, she knew what she was talking about, so we never did it again after that. And then when Mom and Dad were building a house, we were in a rental, and unbeknownst to us, we'd all gone to bed. All the kids had gone to bed and sleep. They were out the back with their friends, and they decided that because it was a rental, they would try doing a Ouija board session, because one of their friends brought a Ouija board. Don't know why. So they did. And they were using a glass as a planchette rather than the actual planchette. Just like one of those small, the little shot glasses. It was one of them. Anyway, something happened, and this glass flew clean across the room and smashed on the wall. And that freaked the hell out of my dad. My mom and dad are the biggest skeptics for any of this ever. And that freaked the hell out of them. So again, I found out about this maybe 6 months after it actually happened. And I was shook my head. Nah, you don't want to do that. So until I met the original psychic for WAPR, and she is a psychic, and she knows how to govern a board correctly. She had the right way to open it and close it. Got some very interesting stuff when we did that, but I would never, ever try to run a board again, because I just don't have the psychic ability to open it or close it. Well, anybody can open it, but closing is the hard part.
Yeah, for sure. After getting scared. Ain't nobody trying to close the door after a bunch of stuff has happened. Everybody's just scrambling. The reason why I haven't used it is because, as an adult, I've already, heard so many stories. I think even on my YouTube channel, I have some reactions to people using the Ouija board, and obviously a lot of it is BS. But the stories that I've heard is, it's something you need to be careful, because to me, yes, a Ouija board is a game. I think there is for ages 8 and up, right? Honestly, as a toy, it is the worst board game, because what are you supposed to use it for as a toy, like a little kid? I till this day don't even know the rules how to actually play the Ouija board as a child. But as an adult, it all depends on your intent and
100%.
location.
Yeah, 100%. What you're going to remember is,
So,
what you're going to remember, it's all about intent. Yes, it is a child's board game, but you know as well as I do, you can use almost anything, and the intent behind it is what brings on the activity. It's not the object itself.
mhm,
It's what
yep.
I've said to you about exorcisms. It's the crucifix is not some sort of magic talisman. A rosary bead is not magic. The words a exorcist speaks from a Bible are not magic words. It's about getting the vibrations within the person who's afflicted to a point where they can deal with it themselves. So it's a placebo type effect. It's the same when you're using a board. It's a totally benign object, but when it's used the
Mhm,
wrong
mhm.
way, it's like
It becomes an instrument.
it's like matches, right? You strike a match, you light a little fire, you can warm yourself, you can cook food. It is totally good. In somebody with the wrong intentions hands, they can light a bushfire that's going to wipe out thousands of hectares and houses and people's lives. That
Oh yeah.
match is still just a match. That Ouija board is
Yep.
just a piece of cardboard. It's what
Yep.
happens in
Yep.
here.
Yep. Is the intent.
Yeah.
But I've never used it. Um, as a kid, as a teenager, never used it. I was more into video games or actual, like Monopoly and stuff like this. Because if you look at the box, it looks cool, but how do you use it as a toy? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So it was not something, interesting for a child, thankfully.
Mm.
Um, but as an adult, there's a lot of people, especially content creators, that wants to, do content only, not knowing what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
But I do truly believe that it's a doorway that revolves, it's a doorway. It opens both ways. So if you don't know how to close it, because any idiot could open the door, but if you don't know how to properly close it, that is where you're letting the floodgates go through. And actually, there's a lot of stories out there of people wanting to contact a loved one, which is understandable, but there are other ways to do it. Using a Ouija board, you might not even get that loved one coming through. You might get somebody else that is residing within the perimeter of
They,
the land
they
you live
don't
on.
even they don't even have to reside within the perimeter. They could just be passing by. And I'm not even talking about our plane of existence. Because when you open the door, there's an other side to that door. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the same as what we see here. It's a portal, for lack of a
Mhm.
better word. And portals can be into the next realm. There could be 100 realms over. You just don't know. And whatever
Yeah.
is walking past or is in the area and it sees that, it goes, "Ooh, I'm going to go in there and see what happens." You've got that to
Mhm.
deal with, and we've got no idea what half of the stuff is, because when you talk about demons and things like that, I hate that word, but when you talk about demons and things, they could be just from one reality. And when you talk multiverse, you're talking multi, multi infinite. I can't even bloody say the word. Infinite possibilities. So there could be an infinitely worse thing out there than a demon. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could be opening the door right to their bloody doorstep and bringing
Well,
it
I'm
through.
gonna share a story
Yep.
because there are Ouija board demons out there.
Momo.
There's one that actually says that
Zozo.
one.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, there every time I feel like I want to say the Zio name, I had an
Pazuzu. Oh,
experience.
sorry. Hang on. Here we go.
Don't say it so many times, bro. Trust me.
It does.
So,
It doesn't sound as creepy with the.
Zozo.
that's a hell of a lot creepier. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Pazuzu. Momo. Mama.
Can you do me a favor? If you end up having a bad dream, let me know, bro, because honestly, you said it many times.
I
But
did.
anyway,
I did. But again,
when,
these things, it's only the power that you give them as to what they can
of
take
course,
from you.
I believe that to a certain extent. Why? Because when I was a fan of Ghost Adventures
Mm-hmm.
and I used to watch them, I they did an episode. They went to a house and it was about using the Ouija board and contacting Zio.
Yep.
At that point, I never heard of Zio.
Yep.
They introduced me to Zio. That night, I did some research and everything. I read everything, I just really got invested into it, because it was interesting. That night, I had the craziest dream. And then what's worse is when I woke up from the dream, what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a house. I didn't recognize the house, but I was walking through a hallway. There was a chandelier. I passed right under it. And then I was hearing noises behind me. I turned around and the chandelier was like if there was a monkey on it. Right. So I woke up after I saw that. And then, but when I woke up, like, I'm gonna put it down to, the grogginess, like you don't really have your full eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I woke up, it looked like I saw a little girl with the hair coming down like the freaking ring right in front of my face, to the point that if it was any of my kids, they would have gotten knocked the F out. But it was gone. So it was just so weird and coincidental to me that due to everything, with the Ouija board, Zio, and all of this, I was just, what? I'm not even gonna say I'm not gonna play around with that because just like how we said, intent is a very powerful mental ability
Mm-hmm. It
for
is.
sure.
It has the
And
power
yes,
to
MJ,
manifest.
it is marketed out as a toy.
Yeah.
Ages 8 and up. I'm not lying.
No. Scary stuff.
But yeah, as far as have you when the movie Candyman came out, a bunch of people were going to their mirror, turning off the light, just like Bloody Mary, except you say Candyman 3 times, and that's another game that people use to uh, get their nicks up.
Yep. It's very
The
same.
Bloody
I
Mary,
wouldn't be
though.
surprised if they're two variations of the same tale. The Candyman and Bloody Mary. Although Bloody Mary, the reckon it is based on, it was one of the Queen Marys or something like that. The term, not necessarily the mirror thing, but she used to find that apparently her skin looked better if she bathed in blood. So people
I
or
mean,
animals
it
would be
makes sense.
slaughtered so she could bathe in blood and absorb the life-giving nutrients of blood, and she
That's what
became
I'm gonna
known
say.
as Bloody Mary. I don't know if it's tied to the game, but that's just a little fact out there to go by.
I've never heard of that fact, but it makes sense. I don't know. It makes you shinier, your body, your pores, your skin is absorbing all the vitamins and nutrients that comes with whatever comes out of a human body.
Oh, that's a bit of a. Some of the things that come out of a human body, man, you do not want to be around. I can tell you that one thing for sure. Bloody hell. But that
Oh
practice
man.
actually has a lot of grounding in actual history because Cleopatra used to bathe in milk for the very same reason.
Mm,
So it just
mm.
depends on where you are in the world and what your actual beliefs are as to what it might be. But that's where I heard the original term Bloody Mary came from. I don't know, like as I said, I don't know if that's tied to the urban legend that gets played by usually little girls at these
From a
kind of
cow?
parties from America more than anything. Although they've done it over here, so. But yeah,
Milk from a cow?
I don't know. I'm not,
So we are talking about Cleopatra here.
I don't like where this conversation is going when you're talking about cows and Cleopatra.
I'm saying she used to bathe in milk. I'm like, from a cow?
I'm not that old. I didn't actually know
Oh my god.
Cleopatra and Mark Antony, or Julius Caesar for that matter.
Oh man. That's awesome. That's awesome. But as far as the midnight game, I've never heard of it, and it's so intriguing. But the rules, like the steps you got to take, it's a freaking like you need an instruction manual to do it properly. Because if you mess up on one step, like if you don't know what's the next step and you mess up on it, you're basically done. So
There is, there
before
is,
attempting it,
yeah,
you need to like know the rules.
there
And I
is a
have
written note with the rules.
that's what I'm talking about. And I have the how to play instructions right in front of me.
Go on, tell us what's all involved.
Step 1, gather the supplies. You will need a piece of paper, a writing utensil, a source of your own blood, like an example, a needle, a candle, and matches. Step 2, prepare the paper. Write your full name on the paper and place a drop of your blood on it to let it soak in. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You are literally doing a satanic ritual at the front of your door, and you have to open the door to let whatever you just conjured
Summoned,
inside
yeah.
your house. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Now, here's where it gets more complicating because anybody could get a paper cut grabbing a paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Step 3, summon the Midnight Man at 12 o'clock. Place the paper and the lit candle in front of a wooden door that leads outside.
Yes.
Knock 22 times on the door,
Yep.
with the 22nd knock falling exactly
At
on midnight.
Yep.
So make sure you know how to count properly.
And
All right.
make sure you've taken into account daylight saving.
Oh crap! You see, shit. I had to wake up an hour earlier, you guys. Okay, now step 4. Start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after the 22nd knock, open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. Then relight the candle and re-enter the house to begin the game. Oh, you have to step out of your house. I thought it was just to open the door and close it.
No.
Nah. Oh my God. Guys. Holy crap. All right. Number 5. Survive until 3:33. Funny how it says survive on like 3 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
Try and survive 3 hours later in your own house. That is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Move around the dark house with your lit candle. The goal is to avoid the Midnight Man until 3:33 a.m.
Yes.
All right. Number 6, know the signs. If your candle goes out, the Midnight Man is nearby. You have 10 seconds to relight the candle. Other signs of his presence can include a sudden drop in temperature, whispers, or seeing a shadowy figure. I could definitely see this being done in basically every abandoned psychiatric center that I've been to.
Yep.
People trying to conjure crazy stuff in there. Dude, like forget matches. Don't have a torch, like
Mhm.
like a light, like like a something easy. I mean, I would even, PSA, public service announcement. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So
it was
Dion,
wild.
that is the next film that we're going to shoot. We are going to do this. We may not do it at midnight, just so we don't actually inadvertently invite the Midnight Man in, because then it becomes more of a documentary rather than a film. But yeah,
Documentary.
that's the film we're going to do. So we're going to set this up and we're going to do that.
It's more like a Hunger Game.
Well, yeah, it's exactly what it's like, because he's going to be trying to trick. Because one of the things it says, he will do everything he can to trick you. And if that candle goes out and you don't relight it within 10 seconds, that's when all your worst fears manifest right in front of you, and then that takes you down a path you can't come back from.
Which is step number 7.
Oh, okay. There's more steps. Go on.
If you fail to relight the candle. If you can't relight the candle in time, you must immediately surround yourself with a circle of salt and stay inside it until 3:33 a.m. So not only do you need a functional lighter, but you need to have salt on yourself just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting, because with what the video that you showed me about this game, he's going to try and break the circle.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for it.
He's not playing a game. This is the thing, right? You think you're playing a game. He's not playing a game. He wants you. He wants your soul. He wants whatever they want out of a person. He's not playing a game. He has to play by the rules, but he's not playing a game. He's out to get you, and he will trick you. He will do whatever he can to make you not make it to 3:33 a.m.
Actually, this whole thing is so interesting to me that I'm actually going to see about watching the movie because there is a movie done,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to do some research to find if there are any actual participants that has tried to play this game and get their stories and possibly even do an episode of the Midnight Man.
Well, we're going to do another episode. We will do an episode on the Midnight Man, but also we're going to tie that into. Remember, we did one on the elevator game. I am.
I'm sorry.
I am. Yeah, the vinegar bit. Yeah, well done. I like salt and
I
vinegar.
remember that elevator game. I can't wait for you to try it.
Well, that's what I'm going to. Still got to get access to. You know how hard it is to get permission to go anywhere in bloody Western Australia? It's ridiculous. But I need a building
Same
with
here.
at least 10 floors. I do have friends that have access to buildings that I can use, but they don't have 10 floors. You need at least 10 floors to do the elevator game. But that's a similar kind of thing, right? You're going into the elevator. You have to punch the different levels in a certain order. That's the same as a Ouija board. It's the same as summoning hot chips. Yes, definitely. I'm a POM. Hot chips. It just goes without question. Chicken salt as well. Oh, I wonder if chicken salt works. Sorry, back on track.
Don't play. This is the midnight game. Come on,
yeah.
don't play around. You
No.
use salt.
This is the
okay?
elevator game that we're talking about now. So you're going up and down the different levels. The last one before the end, so the second last one, I guess, is level 5. That's the only one I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give you all the order, even though you can probably find it pretty easy. But when you Google it, there are so many different variations. It's finding the supposed right one. Anyway, at level 5, because out each one, the door has to open and close, and then you move on to the next one. At level 5, if you have done it correctly, the doors will open and there will be a lady in front of you. She is not a lady. She's not even human.
She's a.
You can't acknowledge her. You can't look at her. You can't speak with her. She is going to try and say something to get you to talk. She's going to try and say something or do something to get you to look at her. You don't look. If you don't look, the elevator will go to the next level. When you open it, you walk out and you will be in the other world. Now, when you walk to the windows and look out, it will be almost in total darkness. The only thing you'll be able to see is a giant red cross somewhere in the distance. That is the light up red cross somewhere in the distance. That is the sign that you are in the other world.
I did not hear that detail. I didn't know about that detail.
Yeah. You can go out and investigate if you want, but the longer you are in the other world, the harder it is to get back to our world. Now, to get back, you have to go back to that same elevator, go inside the lift, and repeat the same sequence of floors, ending again. Second last one has been number 5. Again, there will be a female there. You have to ignore her. If you acknowledge her in any way, game's over. You're gone. You're never coming back. But if you do ignore her and it gets back down to the ground level and opens up, you walk back out and you are in your normal realities. It's a very similar thing. There's a sequence of things you have to do with an end goal of what you want. So with the elevator game, you want to visit the other world. You want to see the other world. You know the risks up front about this lady, but can you ignore a lady if a lady gets in? You don't know what she's going to be like. She could be a drop dead, gorgeous Victoria's Secret's model.
I'm done.
In Victoria's Secret's lingerie, there's 99% of the males of the planet already gone. Right? She could be an old lady, very frail, walks in, and she could fall over. Naturally, you're going to want to help her up. There's the other 1% of men gone. Pretty much it's geared up to stuff anybody up, you know what I mean? So the trick
So messed
is,
up.
can you ignore somebody who gets on the lift if they try talking to you or they try shrugging you on the shoulder or something like that? Can you totally 100% ignore them? Can you do it?
I mean, with the two examples that you just gave me, like I'm screwed.
It could be
I'm screwed.
anywhere in between as well. You just don't know.
You just don't even know. Like, there's not like a particular floor within the cycle that this starts happening, or it could happen at any moment.
No, it's on the fifth, on that second last one. When you hit the 5th floor, that's when it's supposed to happen.
Oh, okay. So, just after that, you just Blair Witch the rest of the cycle until you reach the Red Cross floor.
But there is
And
there is a proviso in there that you are not supposed to talk or respond with anybody who may be there at any point. Each level, the doors have to open and close by themselves. Then you push the next level. And
no, I get it.
yeah. And exactly what MJ's saying there, she may know your weakness. Well, of course, they're going to know exactly the sort of person you are. You would assume, and as a result of that, they're going to project some kind of an image that they know they're going to get a response out of you with. How do you deal with something like that?
But you did make a point, though. You did make a point. You made a point that you are entering an elevator with the intent to do this game.
Yes.
So that is your only strong suit there. So it doesn't matter. Honestly, me in that position, anybody could walk in and I'll totally ignore it. I'll Blair Witch the whole thing
Yep.
until I reach the floor with the Red Cross, and I'm gonna treat that door, that floor, like if it's me to, like feeling how cold the water is before getting into a pool. Like, there's gonna be 1 foot. I'm not traveling any more further. My body's gonna go as far as my leg.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But that's the intent behind the elevator game. When
That's wild.
you play the midnight game, inviting the midnight man in, all you know is that you are inviting the midnight man in, and you've got to survive until 3:33. You've got no idea what tactics he's going to pull. You've got no idea what to expect. You're going to be in survival mode for over 3 hours. Oh, that's just cruel. No. MJ, you are banned from the channel for that. That is just...
Oh my god.
There's a level...
That's
See,
hilarious.
people are dropping off our view account now because you brought up Mariah Carey. Christmas
That
song.
Xmas-
The Christmas song. That is the one
Oh,
thing...
man.
That is the one thing that will get a lifetime ban from the page.
Oh man. But honestly,
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine? You doing the elevator game, you're going from floor to floor. All I want for Christmas. The demon opens the door. Nope. Not going there.
I'm gonna let you deal with that. No. Oh man. But
My head's hurting now.
honestly,
Ooh. It's not Zozo,
Aside-
it's Mariah.
god damn. Honestly, playing the midnight game, as far as the game is concerned, creepy as hell, a lot of instructions, awesome, right? But actually, the whole ritual, you could invite something in.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, you're literally doing a ritual and opening the door to your house.
And
You
it
can
actually,
let anything in.
yeah, it actually makes you wonder who actually created these games in the first place. Somebody who's wanting chaos. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And
Creating such a folklore legend has some intent behind that also.
and we are some of the stupidest people ever to inhabit this planet, and we just let's give it a crack. You know,
I'm curious enough. Curious like a cat. Got
Yeah,
nine lives.
I've done some stupid shit in my life, but
I mean, we still do.
well, this is one of the things, right? With paranormal, sorry, something weird's just happening on the cameras.
I mean, not to skip over what MJ was talking about, but she did say she heard a whistle, which I heard it too. I didn't hear nothing else.
When was that?
Oh, scroll up. She mentioned that. Did you guys hear that whistle? And then apparently in her house, she even heard a growl.
Did she hear the whistle at her house, or did she hear it through the show?
I heard it through my headphones.
You heard it as well? I didn't.
I
Hear
heard it
anything.
as well. Yeah.
What were we talking about when that happened? Where are we?
Ooh,
You just told me to scroll up. You did realize there's like 15 pages of scrolling.
I know. Which I said I didn't tell you specifically where.
I've got fancy schmancy.
There you go. I got it. It's
Catballs.
right above it's right in between Dion saying about the blah, blah, blah. I just lost it. I scrolled too much. It was during the time that we were talking about the Ouija board. And too bad there's not a timestamp because I found it again. Yeah, did you hear a whistle? It's not that far back. The whole paranormal community is full with idiots. I agree.
Yes.
But it's right under that. But yeah, definitely there was what's another game, because I remember in the in the Dominican Republic when as a kid playing a game out there. There was a game that was supposed to be like scary. You guys, you're basically in the countryside, so there's a lot of trees and stuff like this, and it's almost like a game of hide and seek, except you are blindfolded, and then you have to follow the signs. The people who are hiding needs to do certain movements, certain sounds, and then you have to feel your way through whatever it is, trying to get, it's almost like Marco Polo, right?
That's what I was just
And
thinking. I was thinking, sure it wasn't in a swimming pool. It's Marco Polo.
no. I've actually played this game. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Pretty scary. Just because you are like in a forest, basically, and you're trying to walk blindfolded through everywhere. And apparently there is certain sounds that you have to look out for that you do not pay attention to. If I remember correctly, if you hear like bells or something, you do not walk towards that. But as a kid, you got assholes as friends, right? And apparently you're not supposed to walk you're not supposed to walk towards laughter. What's another one?
Screwed.
Bells, laughter, and there was something else. Anyway, it's a Dominican kind of dumb game. I mean, growing up as a kid, damn, like thank God we didn't have cell phones back in the day, because we missed out, because kids today are missing out on a lot due to these digital devices.
Dion's talking about the Conjuring movie. I think he's talking about the Slender Man. Are you talking about the Conjuring too? The the Poltergeist one. from England.
Oh, from England. That's the Infield House
Yeah,
in England. Yeah, that's part two.
yeah. But that one, I know I can't remember the first film that much. To tell you the truth. Sorry, hang on.
Gary, what's?
Sorry, just expelling the demons.
Oh my God, it is hilarious because at the moment your video paused and it was you was like this, like
Oh shit.
holy crap. That was that's a classic.
Mm.
That's a classic. Clip that part, guys. Clip it.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm gonna get. Sorry, there we go. Better audio now. Yeah, I'm gonna get people sending me screenshots of that now. But yeah,
Oh man.
I think what it tells us is that for some reason young people are craving some sort of ritualistic fun, and whether it's harmless or whether it's with intent, like satanic worshippers or stuff like that, it can be dangerous. It can be very dangerous. So you have to be very careful what you're summoning.
For sure.
Better
For
yet,
sure.
don't try summoning anything. But I mean, you know what it's like. There's so many things in this world. Which, sorry, I'm trying to get. I've had a couple of extra piercings done, and getting my headphones comfortable is a bit awkward. So yeah, better yet, don't do it at all. Just live a normal life. But yeah, where I was just going is there's so many things in life where you can actually inadvertently summon something. You don't want to go out there and then do it with intent. Dion's asking if Dominican Republic has lots of paranormal stories or legends.
uh yes, very much so.
There we
Actually, I did oh man. Actually, I did an investigation on this private property that I was invited to, and the stories that came out of this property. I mean, I was like a little kid in Toys R Us back in the day. Like I went in there like excited, and I went there a couple of times, and there was a situation where for the first time ever, that was the first and last time that I've ever felt like I needed to say a prayer. I've been all over the place, abandoned places, psychiatric center. You already know the house in Connecticut, every everything. That was the
go.
first and only time I felt like I needed to say a prayer to kind of like for nothing to attach itself to me.
Yeah.
So long story short, to get to this property, I call it El Rancho, the ranch. There
Kind of
is
figured
like
that bit.
yeah,
El,
so it's like
rancho.
El Rancho.
See,
So
I speak a little bit of El
so
rancho.
so I'm pretty sure I put up pictures and some videos on TikTok and on Facebook and stuff like this about this place. So to get there, we have to walk through the bushes, trees, well, forest, jungle, whatever you want to call it. And then you come across the structure, no walls, it's just on basically sticks. There's hay as a roof. It's a very old, abandoned place. And there were stories that came out of there. Stories are of a headless horseman.
Yes.
Now, the Headless Horseman is not, Sleepy Hollow. It is that a couple of generations back, I guess, because it's a tale that crosses over. It's a thief on a horse. The thief got caught by the community, and they do their own self justice within the community, and they beheaded the criminal.
Yep.
So, the Headless Horseman. witches is very prominent. There were stories about how horses' tail hair was braided. You see like web strings, silk web strings, like, from tree to tree. You hear crackling. You hear, gnomes, small people, elves. It was just a bunch. And as far as paranormal activity is concerned, it was very. So anyway, there was this one time while we were leaving. Everybody was in front of me. We all had machetes, to get through the bushes.
Ooh.
And I was hearing somebody walking behind me. I turned around to see because it could have been an animal also. Nothing. And the further we got, or the closer we got to the actual road to get out, the footsteps was getting closer. And I was feeling this urge. Like it was hard for me to like stop myself
Mm.
to grab my machete and whack everybody with it.
Bloody hell.
That was
You're-
rough.
You're not coming out on an investigation with us again.
Well, as long as you don't have a machete. I mean, but yeah, that was the first and basically last time that I felt something that
Wow.
strong there. But yeah, there's a lot of places,
Yeah.
in DR.
But you know what? We are just about out of time. We've been going
Man.
for quite a while, and it's not bad. Now, before we go, I think I have a topic that I want to cover. I've heard this story so many different times. There's so many different accounts that we have to work out if it's real or not. So I'll get you
Oh,
all to
interesting.
Google something. The legend of Spring Heel Jack. And I'll leave you with all with that. And we will be back.
Jack with CK.
Yeah, Spring Heel Jack. In England back in the 1700s, 1800s, whenever it was. Hang on. I can't even remember when it was, to tell you the truth. It was a long time
Healed.
ago. Spring Heeled Jack.
Okay, because I put hill like a hill.
Healed.
Yeah.
So it's spring as in boing, 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 boing. Healed, HEELED. Jack as in Jack and Jill. And
I gotta say, your sound effects for this live stream has been remarkable.
boing, 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 boing. Pop. I do have some actual sound effects somewhere.
So hold on. We're gonna. Now you look like you're about to start like a music at a club.
I don't even know if you can hear this. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can.
This show's gone downhill real quick.
Let's see how many people left.
Did you guys like that?
Oh my god. That's hilarious. Oh man.
Anyway, yeah. So we will leave that at that, and say goodnight to everybody. Say look up Spring Heel Jack, because we will do another live stream in a couple of weeks, and we will have a full-on interactive discussion on Spring Heel Jack. And next
Oh,
time I
man.
will actually remember to post it in the group so everybody else knows that we're on tonight. I forgot to post it in the group, so it's only people who are actually subscribed to the channel that know we're live at the moment. And that is,
Well,
I
I
don't
put-
even know
put it
how
up.
many people are. Are we still live? I don't even know if we're still live. Oh, there's 5 people still watching.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah,
Yes,
until then, take it easy, people. Fernando, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, guys, and I will see you next time.
Bonjour.